This is the map where Sock first, before Fortitude, showed really impressive play against Undead back then with Mountain King first. This map is really good for MK because you can get level 2 and 3 pretty easily, oftentimes get a bit good consumable as well, but nobody's playing MK these days.
I'll be right back.
With the positioning of the altar, it indeed is looking like an Archmage so far. Green camp into natural, just have the expansion pretty quickly for the AM is the go-to that we've been seeing. I really feel like humans are underplaying Mountain King right now. Pretty much the only map where we still see it is Terrana Stand and Echo Isles, which means only Echo Isles because all the undeads veto Terranas, as they should. So Archmage is the choice here instead, which makes me a bit sad. I feel like the MK has so much potential here. But it's also understandable that many humans prefer to go with the AM. He's the most stable choice early on. You can get level 3 more quickly, more easily. And the level 3 power spike is a big, big deal. And once you get level 3, you have a great weapon to cancel the undead expansion. That's the big problem with Mountain King. If you play MK, there's basically zero chance you can ever cancel the undead expansion. So there is certainly merit to Archmage first, but he's not going to have that same punch as the Mountain King in the late game.
Okay, let's see. We will probably see a Mountain King down the road. Archmage just more stable. We might get a cheeky Mountain King down the road on other maps, because we will have, of course, at least 2. Happy now. 3 series in a row undefeated in the playoffs. That's quite a nice statistic. But yeah, Sock definitely on a good day, able to kill Happy. Same goes for Lin, who's still on the bench. Archmage starting with Claws. That's damn fine.
Which would love to get those for himself as well. Happy not going for the instant expansion. I think he's switching between creep routes here on this map. I've seen him go for instant expansion. I've seen him not do it, perhaps to be less predictable. I feel like this is the better approach these days, because we've seen lately in the meta, in this matchup, how important that level 3 power spike on both sides is.
And enough energy next. That is almost an additional water elemental. With low mana already though. Lich on the other side. Creeping up, and then the tandem attacks begin. Who can hold better? Who can kill more workers? Who can keep the towers down? It's a lot about level 3 and a lot about these expansions here in the game. But Sock is pulling back the workers, taking things a little slow.
Sick items for Happy, by the way. You could argue that this is the 2 perfect items he could have been hoping for.
Are under attack.
Sock using the militia to creep the Tuskar camp solo, while the AM is heading north, getting ready for the level 2 water elemental push. Happy scouting down south, see if nothing is there. There's something many humans have been doing lately. Deciding to delay the expansion and find the cancel themselves. And this is pretty cool with the militia. Happy not scouting for this, not expecting it. This is the first time I'm ever seeing it. And puts Sock in a pretty nice position.
Yep, that's right. Still waiting for the level 3 though. Needs the entire camp for that to happen. So without level 2 water elementals, you don't really want to contest ghouls. That's why he went for this extra lap. Is he expanding at some point though? I feel like he has to. And that should be safe, as Happy is so busy in the north, but I say should. And there's 2 split ghouls attacking the economy already.
Very important for the undead here to always have some scouting in the south, because the human will be expanding at some point. Ghouls even get 1 cheeky kill in the main and get a lot of info in. But now is where the AM is supposed to have a strong timing. Level 3 advantage, water elementals really good against the ghouls. Nice, would be a big deal to prevent the Lich from getting level 3. Lich close to being surrounded here, by the way. Happy not looking at the moment, but now getting out of danger.
And second attack onto that Haunted should be yet another kill. Happy moves quite far away from surrounding these water elementals these days, I feel. He tried in the first attack, doesn't really work. Ghoul still so annoying in the south, but it's still a one base tier 1 game. Oh, Archmage, Lich, mano y mano. Oh, level 3! No way! He has boots though!
Oh, Oh,
No way!
14 HP! He knew he was gonna get Nova if he stuck around.
Ooh.
Damn, what a close game already it is.
Ah, so sick. Cancel the healing, Sock. Turn around. Exactly. Mind control. That is the Acolyte going down soon. Sock with extraordinary footman control.
The AM finding 2 kills against the ghouls as well. Or I guess the creeps were partly responsible. And the Lich is still hurt. But the advantage here for Happy is he can heal with the Ritual Dagger.
Sock has a shop.
True, he made the shop, of course. He made the shop so he can also heal. And he found the big invuln. And the expansion is coming up. Happy's Expo. Delayed for a long, long time. This seems to be a big lead for Sock right here.
And obviously Happy quite stubborn. Needs to rebuild an Acolyte, move it across, then expand, then tag. This is late. But can he clobber down the Great Hall? Sock is moving into position. Didn't heal just yet. Archmage on the left-hand side. Unwilling to defend.
Happy just bought the Ring of Region from the shop, by the way, for 300 gold. Hashtag C-tier item.
Clown emoji response, of course. Workers are suffering, but he can't afford that. There's again another footman split in the north. Happy has no mana no more. Didn't get the boots. He got the Ring of Region, of course. That's helpful, but he didn't get the boots. Invul Potion committed. Sock, chase, chase! And chasing he
kill.
is. Must be.
No way. There's no block. There's no save. And Happy can perhaps hope to deny himself. Oh, he does. Just barely. But still, the expansion is cancelled. The Acolyte up there is also dead. Another expensive Tavern res. Sock in the perfect position right now.
Oh, in the bad position with an Archmage, though. Careful. Otherwise, a ghoul gets eaten. You got the mana for the Nova, and then you're dead. But yeah, Happy was harassing with the 2 ghouls. Did some damage there. Sock doubles down on it. Sends a Water Elemental and the 2 peasants. And with that, wrecks the economy for the 3rd time. But Happy ain't done yet.
All can be cancelled here once again, but the AM should be very strong in this defensive position. Sock could also start to tech, perhaps, but then again, he's been losing plenty of peasants. Maybe he shouldn't. Footies in the north still threatening the tower as well. And the Lich doesn't have much to provide right now. Hardly any mana.
That can, of course, change any second. There is a Nova coming, and the units are clumped up. This is good kills there. Archmage super far to the left-hand side, but also barely any mana on him. Now he's moving close. Using the Archmage as a little bit of a bait for the ghouls, so the Footmen and Militia are safe. Water Elementals, man. Gigantic.
AM exchanging blows with the Lich right now with that Nova. That is certainly scary. Not having boots, by the way, has made this game pretty difficult for Happy. The time he died was because of not having boots. I would say in the following games, boots should certainly be added. It's a hot take from me that I rarely mention.
Yeah, it's like you never talk about your favorite movie either. That and boots is something I'm really curious to hear your opinion on.
I got a pretty fond view on boots, I gotta say. Happy, can he finally establish this expansion? He's been trying for a long time, but the AM might say no once more. He's heading north, has healed up nicely again. He's got enough mana for a Watch Elemental easily. But Sock is certainly suffering on his own side of the map here at the expansion.
No gold, but he started attack and Happy did not. So we're half attack ahead. We are a base ahead. No level ahead, but he cancels this again.
The
There's no
peasants
way.
in the main base. Uh-oh. Happy sees how hurt everything is here. Send more stuff in.
Expo cancel confirmed. Ghouls here. Ghouls there. Ghouls everywhere. That's the old StarCraft player coming through now.
Just getting so many kills. Level 4 already. But still no boots. AM close to 4 as well. If you can bait out the Nova on something else, maybe you can pressure the Lich, but Happy's wise to his tricks. And now with level 2 Dark Ritual, potentially lots of mana as well.
Oh, he's Archmage gets level 4 as well. Feels like Happy is aiming for that Archmage already. But the positioning by Sock seems fine, dude. Both so hurt.
This is a fun game, dude. This is a
Yo, who needs
this
tier
is
2
a
and
all
3?
gas, no breaks kind of a game. Just davai.
This
In Dota, this would be everyone TP top lane and fight.
Yo, this is like the 7th attempt on the Arcane Tower. It's the 5th attempt of Happy's expansion. And Happy still did not tech. We are 11 minutes into the game. And all he can build is ghouls. Mountain King
Will the
is coming.
expansion finally finish? If the AM heads north now, he can cancel it, but that is going to expose his own expansion. So right now he's prioritizing defending. Nice cool little split here, by the way, also. Cancel the healing. Happy also healing with backpack. Items were being brought from the main base.
Yeah, we see this more and more from Happy. I feel like every second to third game, he's researching this now. Oh, good block. Another kill. Not even denied, if I saw this correctly. Happy, this is too much of a fragile state here. Mountain King is around the corner as well. Can't trade anymore.
Yeah, if the MP comes out of the shadows, which he might in a moment, that could be an easy W here. Happy's expansion is finally mining. One of the latest expansions we've seen in a good while. And the tech is also very slow. A full tech lead by Sock.
Yeah. This is incredible. Blacksmith coming, lumber mill. He built that very, very early on, so not mismanaging the resources here. This is usually a treat that I give to Fortitude, who does it the best in the human department, I'd say. But here, Sock fully fine. Point of mana stealing, and Sock isn't done with that expo yet. That fails.
Happy got the level 5 lich though. That is a very, very strong level 5. Enjoy it while you can. The 8 seconds slow. And then 8 seconds.
We have a heal scroll, heal potion, invul potion. Clicking on the necropolis for now. Alright. Happy's here. Yo, get out! Get out! Oof, potion first. Wants to buy more time for tier 3. As air units are coming.
So I would love to take out some more acolytes. He knows they can't be remade right now. Can't quite get there though.
Another bolt, another kill. That ends up on the ghoul. He's not using the town portal, rather walks it off. Okay, we get knights, griffins, gyros, maybe later tanks. Happy with the second crypt, of course. Man, he has some catching up to do.
When Happy was playing against Fortitude yesterday, he was playing Ghoul Banshees. Seems like Happy in general in this matchup has been playing very few Fiends lately. So I like the early Griffin Aviary. I like a few Griffins mixed in. Really good magic damage against those Ghouls. Which is still the only unit that Happy has made this game.
That's right. I mean, why would you build any other unit? It's a fantastic unit. Griffins could also help with creeping. Nova goes onto the Mountain King, who's quite naked. No staff yet. But gets back to safety. First gyro is out. Just for scouting. And for later, we're rotating out Footman, which is somewhat more experience on that Lich. But the dominating force is Water Elemental still.
That Nova. Just barely not enough.
That's up. That raid. Thank you, Lemess, for the 50 user raid. We don't have the Pala Rifle University here, but I hope you enjoy it regardless. And Pocket Factory with the tier 1 sub for 23 months, getting close to the subiversary. The second one. Thank you.
Tanks already in production here for Sock. That makes sense. He's got the big tech lead. There's no way he's going to need gyros anytime soon. So the tanks should apply a good amount of pressure. But so is the Lich, isn't he? With Nova after Nova again. Threatening this Mountain King. This Paladin is much needed. Oh, he just dies to the right click.
Okay.
I forgot to use the staff or the invul. A little bit unnecessary by Sock.
Only 35 seconds. Not that crazy, but opens up a little bit more aggression on the Happy side. Even though he retreats. And he needs to retreat. Because honk honk. The tanks are cruising towards the north. How is the defense? Double narrow, nice. But I guess no wagon in sight, is there?
The ghouls would be enough to deal with them over time. But right now the ghouls are engaged in the middle, fighting on there. I guess there's 4 ghouls in the main that could be sent over. Along with gargoyles that have as well.
MK is back. That gives, of course, great crowd control. Can he reach for the Lich? Doesn't seem likely. But maybe DK? I think he has the damage against that hero, though. Very, very, very tanky. The tanks have arrived onto the narrow. Happy would then be supply block. Lich right next to the shop. Could receive a holy light if he wants to spam that. But Coil is here too.
Keeping the Lich out of range is kind of awkward right now. He doesn't have supply, inventory space, I mean, to buy a potion or a staff. Fighting still without armor reduction. But 1 tank is taken out, and only 1 tank remaining means it's not that big of a threat anymore. Lich kind of walking into a corner here, kind of stuck next to the shop. Going for potions, going for scrolls. Expensive for Happy to keep the hero alive here. This is decent damage being done, I would say, by some.
Yeah, with very little, actually. We got the Griffin coming in. Need the Holy Light very soon, or an Invo Potion. This time he remembers. Water Elemental is, of course, good counter. If we can nuke down these Griffins, these Gargs, there might be time for the Griffins. Another Coil Nova, though. Staff is on cooldown. And the second hero kill for Happy.
Get more experience for him. Lich close to level 6 already. And finally, we have the orb. The later orbs we've seen by Happy. Now,
oh, MK.
You're not so scary anymore. Mountain King also in trouble. This time the staff will be there to save.
Ooh, I'm not too sure if this accomplished too much. Donated quite some XP away. Archmage not 5. Mountain King Pally didn't get to 2. He probably expected more from these 4 tanks that he threw at the expo.
Big supply lead still on stock, but he's lacking levels. MK needs level 2. Pally as well. But now Happy's taking map control for the first time in a while. Creeping up in the middle, Puto Peltalas will be quickly sold because there's no Dark Ranger for Happy, but instead the Red Lord. Great late game hero if he gets the levels. Carrion Swarm, amazing against human, always. And also Sleep, not to be underestimated.
Okay, heroes are back. We got another sub. Matt's Booze 132. Thank you for the 27 month. Happy Sunday and congrats to Neo on his dear BVB making the Champions League final. Yeah, maybe I'm making the Champions League final if things go well. Would be quite something. But of course.
Bought a town portal and then sold the town portal.
What?
Kind of weird, but fair enough.
He still has it on the Lich.
Ah. Maybe didn't realize he had that there as well. Next wave of tanks. Can these do more? The previous tank wave didn't take out any of the towers, really. But now the gyros dominating the air as well. This army by Stock is looking damn fine. That's a 20 supply lead, in fact. Can Happy still hold?
Oh man, he found a solid way of making these Griffins work. The adjustments here with the gyrocopters. No gargoyles, no more. And if the magic damage rains, no chance for ghouls. No chance for statues. That Dreadlord also in a precarious situation. A little bit more support. The tank will fall. But man, Happy is in dire straits here on Northern Isles.
It's not part of the fight, had to run away. Happy's mana's really low. He doesn't have the levels. DK's still on level 3. Dreadnought could hardly get any experience so far. Death Knight might be dead here. With the clap, with the Stormbolt and the Holy Light, he's gonna be dying, but also returning. Fitting for an undead. With the Arc of Reincarnation. Lich is back. Can he save the day here? Trying to force a TP on the Archmage, and that is successful. And Happy does still hold at great expense. But the rest of the army is staying around.
Oh, wow. Okay, we do have more Stormbolt. We have barely a coil left. We don't have a coil left. Will he realize using it for clap to diminish the number of ghouls to open up the battlefield even more? Happy is down to his heroes. He's basically playing double Dota. Love the flag, the gyro bombs, putting some pressure onto acolytes, reducing mining the entire time when Happy has to catch up, but he has no resources to catch up with.
And the strat here is nicely coming together. The tanks putting pressure on the buildings, the ghouls were getting destroyed by the griffins, and once the gyros were there to protect the air. The Griffins are working out very, very well. TP forced again. Happy just barely holds on to the expansion. 27 supply down. That is a 40 supply lead on our human.
In the new overlay, we have the army composition back, and I look at the bottom right, and Happy, all he has is one ghoul. That's it. Skeletons, of course, but it's 3 heroes and a ghoul. Good luck, man. How?
Yeah, if Happy wins this game, there's some sorcery going on. This should not be doable. But people have underestimated Happy before and paid for that mistake. But Sock's looking so good. The hero levels are finally coming together as well. MK and Pally should be level 3 soon. AM is about to get level 5. And a strong tier 3 army also assembled.
Can he finally knock him out? This is 32 food ahead. We got 1-0 upgrades. We got heal scrolls, invo potions, heal potions, tanks with 2-0 upgrades. The gyros a bit useless, but a little bit of damage from the bombs, not too bad. And they are of course protectors of the Griffins. First one saved, but yeah, tanks are rolling again. Happy has to do a lot with very little. Surround. 4 points surround. Force the invo.
The only invuln he's gonna have, trying to force the TP again on the Archmage, but the Holy Light is there. Also has the invuln himself. And now the tanks are breaking through with the help of the gyros. 2 narrow towers are gonna be gone. The shop has already been eliminated, and this expansion might finally be crumbling. Stormbolt on the Death Knight as well. The rings might not save him this time. With a few more right clicks, he falls. And this should be the first map loss for Happy in these playoffs.
Oh boy, it took 1.5 days to finally have him lose a map, but this is not recoverable from, and he knows this too. Sock, man, struggling with Labyrinth in the past couple of weeks, shows up here for the grand final and puts on quite a clinic. So aggressive, delaying Happy's tech by forever, and takes it home with ruthless aggression. Takes it home.
Yeah, super sick. That was a fun game. This is the reason why this matchup is the favorite matchup for many of us right now. Really fun back and forth. Happy super far behind after the early game. Very hard to make out clear mistakes. I think both played really well. But one thing that I really don't like Happy doing, that he's been doing a bit more of lately, is skipping boots. I don't know, it's a bit of a meme when I say that, but the boots are so good, man. They're so helpful at all stages in the game. And the reason why he lost the Lich, fell even further behind, was because he didn't have boots. With the shop being close to his expansion, normally he should be able to get there pretty easily. There it was. Pretty bad indeed, not having them. Very different map, though. For map number 2, Happy will have his pick.
Last Refuge. Remo, how many times have we casted important Happy games on Last Refuge and seen him manipulating creeps, have the trolls throw end snares, get the golem involved thanks to an illusion. He is just, it's like a zookeeper on Last Refuge, using the creeps in his favor. And I wonder if this is again a 2-base game, because Happy has played more Tet Fiend's DK aggression in the past.
Yeah, absolutely. On certain maps where he doesn't like the 2-base macro game, for example, Twisted Meadows, he's been playing it, and this might also be a decent map for it. But, okay, we see the build here already, the opening. It is a ghoul opening, so no Tet Fiends here on LR. Could still be 1-base, though. We have seen Happy play Ghoul, Lich, hyper-aggressive, trying to stop the human expansion at all costs. Of course, you can't stop the expansion, but you can try to make it insanely expensive, too expensive for the human to make it really viable.
Dondolare with some insights here. Labby is more defensive and goes for level 3. Happy goes across the map for damage without scouting the expo. I think Labby's approach is better, but with worse execution, of course. He's always been a crazy professor, coming up with good builds. But then at some point he has to play Fiends and everything falls apart. Let's hope that our players here are not falling apart. If Sock wins, this is a gigantic win for Team Lin after the 2-on-2. And also taking out Happy, that would leave Team Happy with Lawlight and so in. But of course, Happy is the best comeback player in the game and the best player in the game. He's just great at everything he does in this game. So let's see what Suck can do.
He is going for a change of pace here. He's going for the Mountain King first. Hammer time is back, baby. And I love to see it. Sock's MK first is absolutely amazing. Has shown us many great games in the past. His encounter with X-Lord at the first Rara Land is still a very fun standout for me personally. And yeah, this is gonna make for a very dangerous, nuke, strong late game MK hero. But it would make for an easy expansion for Happy if he wants to go for it. No longer will the Water Elemental Harass game be such a threat.
That's right, because there's no Water Elementals. But Hammers to Head, I don't know if you have experience with that, Remo, hurt. And you can put some pressure onto Ghouls and Lich. And Acolytes, of course, with good mana. Sustain. Going for the Merc Camp first for the biggest item, and for Mercenary Camp access. A little bit of healing. Dispel against skeletons. Very helpful. There it is.
Both are doing it. Merc Camp creep for Happy as well with the Shadow Priest.
I've seen him growing quite fond of mercenaries recently, especially on Echo Isles. Might be a timing thing. Worst case, you can just eat them, right? But I wonder if he's expecting an Archmage.
Very interesting. Going for the Acolyte now, so Happy slowing down his expansion play and instead going for heavy creeping. Much faster level 3, trying to keep on par with the human. I like that a lot. I think at number 1 it was a problem how slow the Lich was able to reach that level up. Also got a big item right away. Boots of Quel'Thalas. Decent for the attack speed, but also will give you lots of mana if you sell it.
Yeah, he definitely got the shorter end of the stick here with Devotion Aura on Sock's side. Also the ring on top. Mighty Dwarf, Tanky Dwarf. Happy always wants some damage. Gets the gloves, that's kind of fine. But so far, this is unpunished. Sees the Mountain King now with the skeleton moving across. And so far, so even.
Still going for the Berserker. I wonder if he was going to hold on the Berserker, because that's always the favorite target for the MK with a level 2 Stormbolt. But goes for it, regardless. No clap yet, by the way. It's Stormbolt and Bash. Once the MK picks up boots, he's going to be really strong. In the late game, there should be a V-Train. Happy gets his level 3. MK gets his level 3. Alright, and now we enter the ring. Ding, ding. Here goes round 1.
Rhyme and Remo on a Sunday. We can all be blessed. We got also more than 2,000 viewers here, as these games deserve. And this is hopefully just the beginning of a very, very long Warcraft day. Tower first. Sock lacking some gold at the moment, but keeps Happy in a defensive position. That's the first hammer thrown, the first of many.
Easy for the MK here to find kills. Every Stormbolt should result in 1. The question is, how is the MK going to fare once the mana is out? That's always the big problem with him. He's keeping a lot of attention on the undead side of the map, which also makes it so that the peasants down south are safe. No ghouls here, no Nova to threaten them. They can safely power build up the town hall. But Happy's Haunted has been coming up quite a while already. Seems like this one won't get cancelled. Here we see the clear disadvantage of MK early game. You just can't really cancel some exploits.
Ooh, and that Nova got him good. Shadow Priest down, Berserker safe to the side. Mountain King is trying to return the favor, but of course only single target and no crowd control outside the initial stun. So the hunt for these mercs is on. Big reward in XP, and this is always what you want in the beginning. And Remo, you get your wish fulfilled. Dude, this is the best day of your life. You got the boots on a Lich, you got a Mountain King first. What else? Is there a lot of the Ring Marathon later tonight?
Player's forces
I would say this is pretty poggies already. Now I would love to see some Gargoyle versus Gyro late game battles. That was also pretty sick.
And how about some Prime subs from chat?
Prime subs from the chat. Always appreciated. Okay, so we had a couple of footies dying. 1 or 2 ghouls dying. But for the most part, a surprising to say. Not very violent early game. First map was gloves off, just both players going full throttle. But here they're taking a more conservative approach.
Liz, thank you very much for the prime. Much appreciated.
He bought a parry up on the lich.
Wow.
What the hell?
Finally! I've been asking for this for a long time. Cheap item, HP very good against Stormbolt. Why the hell not?
I hope he doesn't get Stormbolt surrounded, because in that case, he's probably still gonna be dead. But the Merc army here for Happy, putting in some good range damage. And the MK hasn't been able to find the big targets yet. The Stormbolts weren't able to take out, for example, the Berserker so far. And the MK is going for the Lich. Dude, Happy with sick game sense. He knew he was gonna get focused hard. This parry up is actually working out really well right now.
Yep, this has been a thing in FFA for years. And since I started my FFA journey, I always wondered, like, why aren't one-on-one players doing this? We got more mana. We got a battle of the first heroes and the little dwarf. Might not be 6 feet high, but he's definitely 6 feet under now.
Dude, the parry up. Next level plays. And now he's level 4. And now he's got level 2 Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
The MK back from the tavern completely dry. The ghouls found so many kills against the peasants. Ghouls kill the peasants. The rest of the Merc army keeps the MK and the rest busy. Happy with innovative play here on this map.
Happy always plays the same. Yeah. Love it, man. Also the Merc edition, so much pressure. Ghouls will disappear against Clap and the piercing damage on the other side. So investing heavily into Mercs when you can just eat them and take the XP away, which is usually the big downside of mercenaries. It's just a new part of Happy's playbook.
Yeah, this early game definitely goes to Happy. Putting in crucial damage here. Is more than half a level ahead. Lich is gonna get a fast level 5 this game. But Sok still managed somehow to have the faster tech. His tier 2 is about to be finished. But there's no Shredder, and the number for Sok is very low. On tier 3, he's probably gonna fall behind.
Yeah, might have to go for the lab, but Happy scouts it immediately. I scout, more subs. Thank you, Sicker Boy 666. Edgy boy there. 11 month, good job, thank you. And more Loon 1137. Thank you for the gifted sub.
Yeah, very much. Creeping continues. MK gonna get his level 4 here, and more importantly, the Shredder. That additional lumber income is indeed much needed. Can't even afford a second hero right now because he just has basically no lumber. The macro and so slowed down a lot because Happy found so much damage.
And the big mana potion. We missed it before. Finally got it. And he's not even selling it this time, even though he got level 2 Dark Ritual. This Expo of Sok looks so fragile. Same for the main. He got the Shredder now, but he needs so much time. And Happy, man, once he has an advantage, he's not giving you anything, really. And Mountain King, okay. Mana Stone, fantastic. But he needs the levels, and I don't see him getting them now.
Players' forces are under attack.
And again, towards the expansion we go. Peasants in trouble once more. Good mana burn on the Lich. There was a lot of mana drained. Still another Nova comes in. Lich gets to level 5 and gets out.
Alright, that was a solid hold. With the Shadow Priest dying. But no tier 3, man. He's still waiting for the resource for tier 3. He got nothing out of this tier 2 except the Blood Mage second. But with the Blood Mage second, we'll see some Banished Bolt action, baby.
Siphon also potentially really strong if he gets level 3. It's also a viable nuke target though. Blood Mage can be pretty squishy. Periapt of Vitality could actually be really good for it. I wonder if that's going to be a thing in the future.
Legoland 3131, thank you for the 8-month resub. Happy also has a subscription to Peasant Murders. Blood Mage is here. Can he get in range? He can. Oh my god! This is just mass murder, genocide on the peasants. These poor souls. Happy has a TP again. Muddy bites the dust as so often. Berserker, such sick XP.
Okay, it's close to level 5 though. That would be a big level up. But the mad skellies are hard for him to deal with.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the clap. He just has a couple of stormbolts every now and then.
And of course the bash is if he's a little bit lucky with the gloves of haste. That's kind of fine. What he also lacks is healing. That's so obnoxious. Happy is going into Gargs now. And this is hard to deal with for a Mountain King.
Yeah, absolutely. Start losing all the units down to 32 supply. Only the MK is still a beast here. Could have perhaps killed the DK. Just follow him. Stormbolt, Stormbolt, Stormbolt.
He also has a
One hero.
potion. Phew, not even enough units to surround with. Gotta go for some lucky bashes.
Oi.
Okay, okay. We're cooking, we're cooking. Dude, that's an absurd amount of bashes here.
Bash Lord. And the gargoyles are coming. Yet more Stormbolts. This should be a TP forced in the end. Happy wisely rebought it. Selling it at the start for the valuable gold
Players'
in the early
forces
game.
are under attack.
Okay, I was about to say, if he doesn't pull the TP here, that could have been a disaster. But space created! The Lich here keeping the human army busy, the DK is back down south, and this expansion is just a place of misery for the fine working folk.
That's right. Okay, Mountain King level 5 is absolutely necessary. I feel like he gets it now with the Garg. We got another sub. Thank you, Yurko, for gifting a sub to Yayud and also paying forward to the gift sub you got from Yayud. Very nice exchange there, boys.
Now we get the orb as well. The Lich is getting even stronger. Level 5.5 already. The MK is so close to it, he can smell it as well. But he needs a bit more. While waiting for the Knights, while waiting for the Paladin. But what he really needs is anti-gear against these Gargs. Gyros are coming, but we don't have that many yet.
No, but Flag Cannons is up. With great Gyro Micro, there might be a chance somehow, but of course, creeps are getting involved. Who would have thought? No healer just yet. Ah, Paladin arrives right on time, but the Blood Mage, you don't even need to nuke him. When there's a Ghoul Surround possible, so staff out. A couple of Gyros came from behind. And this is not the numbers game you want in the position of Sock.
This might just be too much. Happy is just putting on the screws everywhere. Surrounding heroes, threatening the Gyros. The peasants are going down. The buildings are getting attacked. It's so difficult for Sock here to manage this all perfectly.
DK.
But he gets a surround on the Death Knight. That should be a kill, I guess. Mana Potion, Strongbolts. There must be a way. There must be a way. Mana Pot's there, and he gets that kill indeed. Death Knight is dead. And so is the Pally. So is the Blood Mage. And so are so many peasants.
All of a sudden, 5.3 on the Mountain King. Not bad. Gyros are also still intact. How is the macro? Oh, his income is not big enough. The Dreadlord with some sweet impact carrion swarm. Even though it's only level 1, the Gyros are hurt from the fights prior. And they can't contest it anymore. The Gargs all healthy thanks to statues. Those can't be nuked. And one simply doesn't defeat Happy 2-0, do ya? 1-1.
Hell yeah, Happy wins his map pick with innovative, unusual play. Lich, Merc Camp creep, lots of mercenaries, and then snowballing basically from early game to mid game, getting kill after kill after kill, winning the head-to-head hero battle. That MK kill, of course, was the big tempo changer. And if he didn't have that parry up, dude, that would have been a lot scarier.
Yeah, parry apt undervalued for a long, long time, especially against nukes. Against physical damage, not that great, but against nukes, it absolutely is. Just like more subs to us. Thank you, Morloon, with more gifted subs. 2 of them, to be precise. Having a good day, eh? Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, now Sock should have map pick, and if we're informed correctly, there shouldn't be any vetoes that Happy can go for. So, if that is the case, then he could choose Terrastand.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a limit on maps you can pick. So maybe you have to save some maps for a potential Lin versus Happy match later.
Yeah, but you gotta go for the best map here. Come to think of it, by the way, since we have 9 maps in the pool, it seems like there should be at least 1 veto. Would be kind of crazy if there was no vetoes. Well, we'll see. If it's going to be Terran Stand, then there certainly aren't any vetoes, because that should be Happy's #1 ban, if he has one. Besides Terran Stand in the map pool, we also have Autumn Leaves, Concealed Hill, Echo Isles, Tidehunters, Turtle Rock, and Twisted.
And Twisted is the map selected. 40 tried here as well, right? A lot of people are picking Twisted against Happy.
Yeah. And against 40, Happy played old school Tet Fiend build, or a variation of it. He went for fast altar, fast graveyard, but no fiends, just ghoul follow-up then.
Almost like the good old Hasuops pushes back in the day. Thanks, friend. Mr. Brappy, thank you for the sub. 12th month already. Less than 3 this community. Thank you, Brappy.
Thank you very much.
You possibly heard it. We had a little bit of a join bug, so tension is rising before we go into game 3. Big points possible for Sock. Happy doesn't feel pressure, we know this. But what about Sock? It's his map pick. He knows it would be gigantic for his team after Colorful was already eliminated. How does he deal with that potential upset?
Yeah, is he going to be able to keep his nerves together? What's the strategy going to be? The MK was just kind of, I don't even know if it can say countered by Happy, just kind of outplayed. And we saw the downside of MK. If your Stormbolts aren't enough to deal with everything, your MK can kind of feel underwhelming. Maybe I have to go back on my previous statement. Maybe Archmage just really is the better hero these days. We'll see what his pick will be now.
Match points, both. It would be the lead in the series. Team Lin won the 2-2. Happy defeated Colorful. Off we go. We got Sock upper left. We got Happy bottom right.
And this was the exact spawning positions that were also played against Fortitude. And it's the same build again. Fast altar, slow crypt. This would have been called the Tet Fiend build. I think he's going to go for the graveyard as well. But like I mentioned, when he played then against Fortitude, he made the graveyard, but no fiends. Just a fast tech, lots of ghouls, lots of harass, and then trying to win the game on tier 3 with a push.
Can Sock stop this? He had to do his homework. The game tape was out there for around about 24 hours. And of course he comes prepared. If you go up against Team Happy, you must expect to face Happy. And indeed, it's the DK.
Against the MK. And that could work out pretty well in Sock's favor. There's going to be way fewer ghouls this time around. No ghoul opening, but a late crypt. So Happy's probably going to be stuck on 5 ghouls for a long time. He can bring some ghouls to the attack, but not many.
Wow, that's quite a statement, man. Going up MK after losing to MK, probably knowing that Happy would be the one to switch now. Curious if Happy goes for Mercs again, or if that's just an Last Refuge Echo Isles thing.
A player's forces are under attack.
He's probably not really going to have an opportunity to creep a Merc camp. We'll have to play aggressively, stay on the human side. Scouting already with the Acolyte and sees that there's no lab creep, by the way. MK creeping very conservatively here. Just the green camp at the start.
This could be a classic Happy early game with tons and tons and tons of kills early on. Thank you very much, by the way, for completing that hype train. But Happy has the right read here. It's not going for the null, rather for a peasant. Gets the first murder. Gloves of haste on the other side. It's going to be a little more stale-matey than the games before at first.
Number one concern here will be not to get Stormbolts surrounded by Happy, so the DK movement will have to be on point. which normally it is. Mountain King moving out far on the map, but of course, we all know this will have to be a tier 1 expansion. Happy knows as well, but he will have to figure out where it is. If the human wants to get cheeky, he can go for the other gold mine, not the one in the north, but the one on, in the west.
A
Although it
player's
is a bit harder
forces
to
are
clear.
under attack.
And Happy is of course on his trails. Pulls the ghouls, 3 of them, has 2 at home. That should be fine. It's a bit reminiscent of how we played against Night Elf a couple of years back. With ghouls tier 1 into fiends later. But with fiends of course against not the greatest position against humans, so he skips that entirely as well. But the ghoul pressure is still high. DK a bit far behind, but should be catching up for the big target.
I want to buy the staff at the shop to be able to get out of the surround if needed. Big last hit here, and the coil doesn't find the mark. MK gets important experience, gets the periapt. And the DK has very little experience so far. Needs to get level 2 here from this Raz.
He does have the staff. He has 2 more charges of Rod of Necromancy, but we're already building a tower here. 3 peasants might drop. Ooh, it's getting expensive, but also ghoul kills on the other side.
Sok not using his mana here. I wonder if that might be a mistake. Could be dealing with this threat a little more easily. Now he's finally going for the Stormbolt and surround. Staff can try to be used. Trying to fight his way out. Gets level 2 and it does slip out. Wasn't quite a full surround. The tower is cancelled as well. Oh, and this is starting to look a little bit tough all of a sudden for Sok.
Only 8 peasants remaining, with 3 being in militia form. Footies denied, okay, but still dead. This was a lot of time bought for Happy.
A player's forces are under attack.
Kind of cool that Sok went for a lumber mill early, so he's gonna have that to have more lumber because he doesn't have a shredder this game. Also making a tower in the main already. Might be expecting gargoyles.
We've also seen a lot of run-bys by Happy into his bases, so I guess why not, but this is not necessarily a moment where you can expend all your gold. Because Happy has been, like, he's rising up to tier 3. The tech lead is ginormous.
And now the Teddy Staff is being used. Happy heading north with a new Rod of Necromancy. Almost finding a peasant here in transit. And yeah, Sok is playing it safe, going for the towers first against possible gargoyles, which of course we know are not even anywhere in queue. The expansion is ridiculously late.
So this would be the moment for the tech now. This is not even the moment for the expansion.
Yeah. This is a rough one. At least he's got towers protecting his base, so that's one thing going his way, I guess.
A player's forces are under attack.
Level 3. Alright. Those Stormbolts will hurt. Staff's on cooldown. Can you reach? Not really. Interesting to also see 2 guard towers instead of arcane. That will be a help against destroyers, of course, to a degree. Can you commit to tier 2 gyros once you reach them?
Dude, the under tier 3 is almost finished before the human tier 2 starts.
That's a bit problematic.
Oh my god, dude. Thank god Sok was smart enough to make that lumber mill early. If he didn't have the lumber mill, this would be just beyond hopeless. Still going for the shredder now. Sok feels like he needs the shredder here to get enough lumber. Still not taking. Yeah, it's official. Happy's tier 3 finished before Sok's tier 2 starts.
Tier 1 versus tier 3. When did you ever see that? Gotta say though, Happy cut every corner possible. No ghoul that is not necessary. No fiends. Just nothing extra.
Yeah.
Not even a sec. Oh, did he get a second Rod of Necromancy? I'm not sure, but
Yeah. Yeah, this is a razor thin build. This is like 5% body fat build by Happy. Nothing unnecessary, no fat in this build. Which also means he couldn't really creep. In fact, Happy crept only a single camp this whole game. DK only level 2.5.
Who needs to creep,
Wait.
dude? If you can just exploit human expansion. It's the best creep camp on the map. Even respawns.
Yeah, respawns with juicy peasants. Time and again.
Sock's still not second. You
Needs
got
towers,
one.
bro. Needs more towers.
I guess so, right? Destroyer upgrade is ready. This might be the knockout punch.
3 towers ready in the main. Is that enough? Needs to be fast with the repair, and the peasants are there right away. No on the footies. Those go down quickly, but good control on the peasants. Had them in the right spot right away. And the mana's being drained. Stormbolt on the ledge. That one also being threatened. But now footies, of course, going down quickly.
Oh, we have another Stormbolt in a bit. Tower attacking destroyers. There's nothing else. There's 3 footmen. And the Mountain King. He's teching at the
Towers,
expo
though.
now. He's teching.
Who needs units when you have towers?
The good old Infi way of playing.
Players' forces are under attack.
But that's a hold, though.
Yeah, Happy normally falls back after the first push. If it's not successful, starts creeping a bit more, get some levels, get more statues, get more mana. But normally he will commit in the end to the push and not counter expand. If he keeps following that pattern. Supply bot, by the way. Ziggurat. Right.
Again, dude. Oops. You know, sometimes a little fat is not that bad. Looking at my belly.
Makes things taste better. Yummy. Happy can creep like crazy though. With 2 destroyers, with triple hero on tier 3 here with Orb, he could soak up these red camps and get crazy items and levels very fast. 1, 2. Shop creep right now. Next big item there.
He got half attack. Sock did. Happy's army is not that strong. Levels are not that crazy, especially Lich levels aren't. Shop up, Mountain King trying to buy some time. Oh no, he's moving back. Seeing the next attack rolling with skeletons.
A player's
Even with the
forces are under attack.
Berserker.
Happy finding apparently more and more appreciation for the mercenaries. Trying to hit again the main base. There's so many towers here though.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is just the wrong strategic decision by Happy to not expand.
He
Fuck
had.
has put thousands of gold and lumber
That's right.
into defense.
Yep. He is kind of rich here, but can he hold the towers? Mountain King shooting from afar. Yeah, I don't think Happy expected this fortification.
This might be one nut that Happy cannot crack.
A player's forces are under attack.
But he knows if he goes counter expansion, he's going to expose himself to a tank game 40 minutes, which is not what he really wants.
But I want that.
I think I want that too.
There's no Dreadlord. That would be hard. Only a Dark Ranger.
If Happy wants to change course now and expand, which he still could, he would have an insane level. Which can make up for a lot.
Oh yeah.
But
Flute.
he's getting upgrades right now. So Happy is number. Going for a sacrificial pit. What the hell? What's that?
Well, that's gonna be a shade. But
Thank you, Professor.
you know, I thought I'd have you on a Sunday. You know, be nice for once. Yeah, that feels like he's unsure of what Sock is going for.
And we also see one of the reasons why humans really like this map. Even if you have zero map control, even if you've been getting battered for minutes, 20 minutes plus, there's still always creeps on the map. We can see the MK finally has some time to continue creeping again, and he's going to be level 4 in just a moment, and the Blood Mage can also enjoy some experience.
Bro, this was tier 3 versus tier 1. And Sock has a chance of winning this. Happy's still in the lead, don't get me wrong, but This looks better than 5 minutes ago.
Looks like Happy's trying to stay very cost efficient on one base. He's got strong heroes, good items, he's upgrading. Gargoyle armor.
And destroyer armor.
Yeah.
A player's forces are under
No
attack.
web, of course, against the gyros. Makes things quite weird. Can scout a lot. You got a Staff of Silence. I know what you gotta say. Dispel destroyers, yada yada. But in the right moment, this can be a help, or it's an absurd amount of gold.
Still part of the thing that Sok needs, really. Happy's doing the right thing. He's supposed to follow around the human, prevent him from creeping as much as he can, while also getting a few camps
player's
in
forces are under
himself.
attack.
Happy is also rich, has more gold than Sok, because while he may not have had an expansion, he has hardly been losing anything this whole game. Just a few ghouls went down. And now going the down.
Well, it's a solid read as there's knights coming. Knights gyros. Not heavy on tanks yet.
A player's
But there's
forces
only
are
one
under attack.
temple, not two. Possession is far away. I mean, having anti-magic shell is always a good thing against Banished Bolt Holy Light. Still, this will take time. And he's short on lumber.
Sick items on the DK, by the way. Sobi, Ring, and Amulet of Spell Shield against this Mountain King. Lich also looking good. He's got a bunch of decent items. Nothing too crazy. Dark Ranger carrying the aura. And very strong levels on Happy. 4-3-3, while now finally trying to go for the expansion.
Does the
Will finish.
spell shield block Siphon Mana?
Yes.
Okay, so he could use that before a nuke. So the nuke still goes through.
But with how inferior his heroes are, he can't really hope to realistically nuke this death way.
So tempting.
Probably has to still play a cautious game. And the way to victory on this map, especially if you play tanks, is normally 3 bases. Happy knows this. That's why the Shade is on patrol. On the left-hand side, the Shade was just running up and down all the time to see if Sok is trying to go for a third, which now he is. And of course, Happy is springing the trap right away.
There's also a shade on the upper right hand side, by the way, not only on the left. So he knows. He got great vision.
Sok knows he's probably about to get creep tagged. He's trying to get in as many creeps as he can. His heroes are still inferior. He knows he's going to have to TP out. He's getting a few camps here indeed, which is quite nice for him. Scourge Bone Chimes. Nice for the Knights. Has to TP out right away. Sok is still not building that army. Maybe he is considering what to go for. Oh, but guess what? We see the third workshop. That is the
Ooh, tanks. We also got flying machine bombs against that expo. A little late, unfortunately. Won't be able to counter that. And we get a fiend transition. Fiends, destroyers, statues, banshees. The ultimate late game army.
I'm surprised by the fiends here. Shouldn't Happy be fearing tanks the most? Shouldn't he be making... I feel like he should be making ghouls and wagons.
Hero levels aren't that crazy yet. Fiends still hold somewhat of value. This was also pretty expensive in lumber. Town portal.
Are under attack.
Oh, he has to deal with the heroes here. Sok is buying more and more time. He was also for a long time at 50 food, so gold is not an issue. He just runs it off for now.
I think I will have to see a Shredder for Happy and get up to 3 bases. So even if one goes down to the tanks, you have backup. This could be one of those crazy macro games. Like when Happy played against... Was it Soin? Do you remember that? When he had like 8 bases?
Yeah, also versus Fly, this happened. He can expand a lot. But do you really need a Shredder if you have 2 ghouls at home? Is that not like basically the same?
Are under attack.
Almost. But a bit more lumber might still be helpful. Very important for Happy here to stop the third base. If the human doesn't get a third base, you can bleed him out once the gold runs out.
Yeah, Sok
Starting to split his forces.
desperately trying to get that base up, but Happy is always there. With little, But you don't have to commit your entire army. No, no. Sock now. Distraction into the main with heroes, gyros. And tanks are rolling towards the right-hand side where there's no fortification, not even a tower.
A town is under siege.
Staff back from the DK. Boink! Stonebolt triggers that anti-magic shell. That amulet. Tanks at the expansion. 3 tanks with 2 upgrades already. Oh, that's pretty sick. That Haunted might not be stable.
Oh, we look at the main base where we have silence on both sides, which is also not the most common thing to see. Tanks did get rid of the Haunted and also getting rid of these ziggurats.
Yeah, about to be 3 attack upgrades on the tanks, by the way. Happy needs more anti-tank. And this is where the Dark Ranger is really falling off.
Yeah.
Dreadlord level 4 would be sick here. The Dark Ranger honestly isn't providing much anymore. Just with mass tanks, Sock might be able to bring this one on home. We're still far from done, don't get me wrong. But this is a big deal here, him taking out the expansion.
There was a time when you called him King Cancer. He's reviving this time, and he might be reviving this Mountain King soon as well. If the nuke continues, Blood Mage doesn't have his staff. It's the Paladin, who's not on the screen right now. But do we have to worry when the Lich is also not nearby? I don't think so. Staff used. But yeah, these tanks were crazy successful.
Taking forever to try to take out these tanks. We finally have a meat wagon. Gonna be protecting the main base. No upgrades there yet though.
Players' forces
Oh,
are
And
these
the
gyros.
first destroyer gonna go down. DK staff, not in time to save it.
It's nice prep for the next push to come if you put pressure on the wagon. We only have anti-magic shield, by the way. No possession on these banshees, as lumber is constantly low.
Sock is making a lot of good moves here. Taking out more buildings with the tanks. Now going for the main. The wagon is threatened, by the way, by the gyros. Needs to be repaired.
Should be fine. Good retreat. Keeping these gyros alive. And another attack on the right-hand side. Man, Sock, he's feeling it now, isn't he? Close to 80 food. Happy is at 60. Heroes are not the crazy late game. And there might be finally an expansion upper right, even though he saw it. Happy's under so much pressure that whenever he leaves the base, Sock's just gonna pounce.
A player's
The tanks are really starting to
under
take
attack.
over. I think Happy made a bit of a mistake this game, going Banshees and the one Fiend. I think he should have just gone anti-tank. His heroes were strong enough to win any fight for a long time. I think just pure tank defense might have been the better call. And now it seems like Sock is quite far ahead. We certainly see it in supply, also lots of resources. But this game is definitely not over yet. If Sock gets a third, though, he will have a big lead.
2 base versus 1 base. Not for much longer, to be honest. The main
Town is under siege.
is gonna run dry. And Happy has, of course, solid movement speed. Got a Zeppelin drop at the bottom right. Happy's main, of course, lasting for a little bit longer. It's only 270 gold remaining. Might not even be worth it. Next crypt.
Yeah, Sock here with a really good opportunity to win this game. 3
player's
tanks,
forces are
so
under
strong.
attack.
Happy only on 1 base.
Dude,
might
it
bleed
was
out.
tier 1 versus tier 3.
Absolutely.
Unheard of comeback, dude. Yeah, that Dark Ranger really bites him now. More distraction. And that distraction might finally be time for the towers upper right.
A player's forces
Tanks are ready to
under
drop
attack.
from the Zeppelin. When are they going to collapse? It's not a gigantic tank army, although still a good amount, all things considered.
A town is under siege.
Dude, Sock is freaking everywhere. Bottom left, upper right. Scouting on the right. He's ready for the tank drop if it's about building elimination. Town portal's ready, of course. Staff in a straight up fight. Knights is super strong. One of these towers will come through, right? It's time for cannon towers, and it's also time to drop the base, but also against 3 meat wagons.
Ready here with the defense as it seems, but there's so many tanks everywhere. Also, Siphon Mana now being used. Silence against it though. There the Dark Ranger is indeed quite helpful. One more tank is going to go down. Happy has to eliminate 2,000 gold for Sock.
Oh my god.
That he has in the bank right now, plus 3,000 gold still in the natural. Plus he has to stop the other expansion attempts.
I love how Sock is just overwhelming at the moment. He's everywhere. The multitasking looks really good. The resources look fantastic. The heroes are getting there. And Happy is looking for solutions, but Sock is doing to him what he did to so many others. It's just overwhelming.
And this looks almost impossible now. Sock has managed to fight himself into a really, really good spot.
The town is under siege.
And this third base seems like a guarantee by now. Oh,
Yeah,
or maybe not. Staff coming in with the Dark Ranger. That's pretty sick.
How long do these towers need? Quite some time, actually. Upper right also, Happy DK Lich tearing down 2 of the towers, but in the meantime, his base is getting threatened. Acolytes all killed. This might be, eventually, about building elimination after all, and then Happy has to break 3 bases. How you do that? Sock can just portal away if he wants to. Damage is done. Pressure is off! Blood Mage! With the holy light.
Barely surviving. Almost no acolytes are left. So many of them have gone down here. Nice targeting by Sock as well. And the tanks keep doing big damage. Taking out one building after the next. Happy doesn't have too much gold left. Also low mana now. The Siphon Mana is starting to take over. The Dark Ranger stopped the expansion. Happy's doing this about as well as he can. But still, it is an insane task.
Towers are up upper left hand side, but the Expo is not. That is indeed a problem. Main building for Happy down. So who's tier 1 now and who's tier 3? This is... it's a game where both players had a 2 tech advantage at some point.
Pretty sick game here, for sure. Lich makes it to level 5, along with the DK. Dark Ranger are pretty close as well. The Shade's still giving great vision.
He cannot
The
win
main base
this.
for Happy, though, in serious trouble.
He cannot win this. We got Griffins in. Love it! Against the meat wagons. They can be tickled by destroyers, but definitely better than anything else if they retreat. Nope. Coil killed. Alright. Solid donation of XP. And Sock is again trying to get these expos up. At some point, you have to get these expos up.
1,600 gold left for Sock.
Yep.
Once the natural runs out, if he doesn't have a new one, there really is a chance that Happy might win this game, as insane as it is. You can still sell a bunch of items as well, especially the rings, I feel like are easy sells.
At some point, I'd actually love for him to move an Acolyte somewhere on the map, just to be able to build a Necro. Oh, Paladin! Divine Shield is up again, as the Dark Ranger is once more at the damn Town Hall. Such a great Dark Ranger play.
Getting the invuln there as well, taking out more units. So close to losing some heroes here, by the way.
Yep.
The Kolnova gang is on the chase. There's an invuln though.
Buying
And
time.
now with the heroes far away from the main, it's time for the tanks to come back.
Mountain King has a staff ready in 3, but then he's the one exposed. Gets the Holy Light. Blood Mage is coming from the north. Happy still chasing, and Sock wasn't looking! No save on the Paladin! That drains more resources in a position where he can't afford that.
One more wagon goes down though. Only a single meat wagon left now. Happy has to protect it, but he's not doing it right now. Also doesn't have Frost Armor, by the way. Does have the aura though. Sock wants Happy to just simply die finally, but Happy is not doing him the favor just yet.
Incredible game might come to an end here. The wagon, is it finally falling? Again, no staff was on cooldown on both sides. How many buildings are left? 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is still some XP. And Sock, how? Oh, Blood Mage! Silence! Need to get out of there with another TP, getting more and more expensive. Speaking of that, more tanks rolling. How long is this? He's only mining for 400. And the Dark Ranger's back. Staff on the shade.
There's no acolytes though. He can't make any new buildings. What you see is what you get. This is it. This is all the buildings.
He's also supply blocked. That's right. Oh, big mistake, I'd say. Graveyard down.
Committing. They are committing.
No necropolis.
4 buildings left.
How do you salvage this? It's only 3 tanks left. In a bit. Is this enough? Is this just simply enough?
It might be. The
Oh.
ghouls coming. Everything is coming for the defense. The Dark Ranger, by the way, getting caught out in the middle of the map. He does see her. She's dead.
Okay, we look at the buildings, man. It's all about these buildings. No ultimate on the DK. Is that it? It is it! Happy has fallen after having a 2-tech lead.
Oh my god.
Sock for the first time in a long time. Able to defeat Happy and the best of 3 when all eyes were on Fortitude. Sock is the one to eliminate Happy in the grand final after 29 minutes. Hell of a match.
Sick, dude. Sick, sick, sick.